Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Draw with T. So we are doing something a little different today. As you can see, we are back in digital land, and this one took me quite a while. If you saw the timestamp, there are 2 hours and a half. I wasn't planning on spending this much time on this, but it's kind of what happens sometimes. Sometimes you think the design that's going to take the least amount of time takes the most. But what am I working on? In case you're new, or you missed a few episodes, or whatever, what I'm doing is I am creating a gay Christmas card, basically. Sounds really weird to say out loud. A gay Christmas card. I don't know why that's so weird to say. It's not an issue up here in Canada land. Being gay is just not an issue anymore. And it's kind of weird that it is an issue elsewhere in the world. Well, it's just really sad anyways. But, so basically, yeah, I am... In episode 27, I was doing some thumbnails and some designs for this card, and now is basically, just working on it, seeing how I do things. I was struggling with the texture. So basically my idea here is, it's quite obvious. There's a line in a Christmas song, and it's Make the Yuletide Gay. And last year, for some reason, I've heard this song millions of times before, but last year it kind of stuck out in my head. I'm like, hey, that would actually make a good Christmas ornament. And I made an ornament out of a light bulb, and it was really cute and really awesome. And then this year I'm like, you know what? I should make that a card. And I tried a whole bunch of ideas, and I actually kept settling on this very simple one, which was basically just make the Yuletide gay, or in this case, you make the Yuletide gay, over some bands of color. And the reason I went with that was I like bold cards, and I really want a bold gay Christmas card for myself, just so I can put it wherever I'm going to put my cards this year, have it on display, and just have this bright rainbow that'll cheer me up during these gray winter months of sadness and joy. Well, I guess it's joy in Christmas time, and then once New Year's is done, it's just pure cold. February sucks here. Anyways, I wanted this lovely bright card just to cheer me up, and if anyone else is into this, then they can buy it too, and we can all be gay together. So I was struggling with the texture because the digital texture wasn't quite what I wanted, and I was trying to go through my brushes and find something. This was just supposed to be a rough, so basically just a digital mock-up of what I wanted the card to be. And originally, I was only going to have these sort of bands of color, just not encompassing the whole card, but just highlighting enough of the card that, here, this is what I wanted. I wanted it to look like these swatches of color were just bringing the white words out of the white background. I thought that was a nice mix of being very bold, but not like, how to say it, bold but not the first idea everybody would come up with. And then I tried an inversion of that. That's what this is. And then I thought, well, yeah, it kind of works, but it's very white. And then I thought back, I was almost gonna go with something like this, and then I remembered, no, I'm making this card because I want this card, so let's make the card I want. So then I tried on a black background, trying to do kind of the same thing. I thought maybe that darkness would give it a nice bold punch. And I tried my original idea, and I thought, well, maybe there's something here. And this is just part of designing or illustrating. This is kind of a little bit more graphic designy, but out in the actual art world, sometimes those lines get kind of blurred. This was, like I said, supposed to just be a quick little rough proof of concept, and later on I'd refine it and, do some more with it. But I actually ended up finishing this card, more or less, in this session. Sometimes that happens, especially with my graphic designs, just because I'm more of an illustrator, and when I think of doing my illustrations and stuff, there's a certain process that you do. So you come up with your idea, but then you still have to sketch your idea. And even though once it's sketched, you might want to let it sit for a day or two, come back to it, flip it, because that's when some of the errors will pop out, some of the obvious errors that you can catch. After that, then you got to ink it, and then you got to decide your colors, and then paint it, color it. It can be quite laborious, whereas graphic design more often than illustration, you can come up with a thumbnail, a quick idea that's really cool, pop into Photoshop or InDesign or Illustrator, whichever program, makes more sense for it. Do a quick few strokes and, pick your typeface, and suddenly, bam, it can be done in that moment. Just because you're dealing more with abstract shapes and, just sort of not an easier look, but just more of an abstract look. And when you don't have to paint cartoons and stuff, it can be less time consuming. So yeah, and then here basically what I did is just to add another layer of interest and bold color, I took the color image that I just made and I flipped it around and put it underneath so that, a little purple came out through the red, a little bit of blue came out through the orange, a little yellow came out through the green, and that sort of thing. And then I'm like, well, let's make it really gay. Let's make the gay rainbow. Let's do that. And then I quickly realized, okay, I can't use the exact colors because that just blends in. So then I was trying to find pastel colors, and here I really struggled with this. I took a break from trying to figure out the gay, and I started thinking, well, maybe I should do something with the other words too. Just make everything colorful. Try to avoid black and white, and just make everything a beautiful color of some kind. So I kind of did an inversion. So the U is a light purple, the make is a dark blue, the is a dark green, and then the Yuletide is a light yellow. So then I thought, well, maybe the gay needs to be partially a light orange and a light red, but that didn't really work. And now you're going to see I'm going to summon up this layer, which makes everything gray. And the reason that I did that is because not every artist knows about this. So a good way of making your design good, making it pop, which you want with a greeting card or something like that, is tonal variation. Every color has a certain tonality to it. Yellow, for example, is a lot closer to white. Purple is a lot closer to black. And you want to create contrast in your work. That's how you make it stand out. Best way to make contrast is to take two opposite things and put them beside each other. I'm simplifying it a bit, but basically that would mean, for example, putting yellow on purple. That's pretty easy. You're going to see the yellow words on a purple background, or you're going to see the dark purple on a yellow background. It's the same reason that books are black words on white, or if you're reading like a Kindle night version, it's white on black. There's a reason that you don't see bright orange on bright blue, because those are actually share the same tone. So here I'm turning on the gray, and I'm looking at if I've improved the tonality of the words gay. You saw probably early on that it blended in when I put that gray down. And then here I was basically trying to make it a rainbow, but a rainbow that stood out against that sort of mid-tone blue and that dark purple, which was kind of hard. Then here I tried playing around with putting the rainbow on all the words, and I'm like, maybe that's a bit too much. Then I tried fixing the and make to be lighter. The problem is orange is both a vibrant color that seems light, but it's actually quite dark, as you saw there. It actually matches that blue at the bottom in terms of tonality. So I ended up actually giving up and leaving the make and the words dark. I think it's okay. I'm sure somebody will be upset that, they're not all the same, but I have 3 other Christmas cards to make, and I'm not going to make these 100% the most perfect thing that has ever graced this universe. All right. So that was basically the front. The front is done, and now I'm moving on to the back. So my back designs are always very simple, and this is going to be one of the very, very most simplest ones. I basically just took the original background that I did for the front, and later on I realized I forgot to flip it here. So later on off screen I flipped it, just so when I print them it's going to seem continuous, and it's not going to suddenly, seem like I copy and pasted it. And then I'm just, that little strange scriptive symbol, that's kind of my icon. It's 2 T's and a B. It's basically my initials, and I just put a rainbow copy of the layer, same layer, and I put it over top, and I put some rainbow over the words. The words are just, art, copyright, me, 2019, and then my website. And so here I am now doing the inside of the card. So the inside of the card was something I already kind of had planned out before I really knew what the outside was going to be, and it was basically have a fabulous Christmas and a flamboyant New Year. Again, I've talked about this in previous episodes. I'm always worried about what other people think about some aspect of my cards, it seems. I'm always nervous about that. And this is where I'm nervous for this card. I hope nobody thinks that this is somehow crass or, you know, we in the queer community need to move past this. We can't say fabulous or flamboyant. I'm one of those people, I just, you know, I think it's fun. Like, I love to, you know, like the whole, say fabulous, call me fabulous, I get it, you know, it's all good. If you're not doing it in hate, you know, it's fine. Most people up here aren't doing it in hate. So here I'm just, you know, trying to figure out how big are the words, how much rainbow, because I wanted fabulous and flamboyant to be bold and rainbow. But of course, again, talking again about tonality, that yellow, that's like the true rainbow yellow, but it just wasn't working. I had to make it darker to pop out against the pastel colors. And this is the hard part about working with the gay rainbow. No matter where you put it or what you're trying to do with it, there's always one color for some reason that's going to give you trouble, whether it's, you know, the mid-tone blue and orange just getting eaten up by whatever mid-tone they're by, or the light yellow just fading out in a light background, or the purple, you know, fading out in a dark background. It's almost impossible to get this frickin' rainbow of colors to work properly in any design. But I still love using it. I love finding ways of making a freaking rainbow work in my art. And this is not the first time I've done rainbows. I'll maybe have to do a little video showing you guys my previous sketchbooks. You can actually see some on TikTok. If you know about TikTok, you can follow me there. And I've posted short little videos on some of my previous sketchbooks. But quite a few of my sketchbooks had the classic Pride rainbow colors on them. And so I kind of have a little bit of experience with working with them and trying to make them work and be awesome. Anyways, here, so that was basically the art for the 5x7 folded card. Now I'm adapting the design just very quickly to the 6x4 postcard that I classically do. I'm not entirely sure if that'll get produced or not. I've got to look at the cost of these cards and how popular they're going to be, so I'll be asking some people about some, you know, pre-order stuff, and if I get a lot of pre-order popularity with certain designs, I'll make them, but if nobody wants a postcard size gay card, I might not make it. I might make it anyways, because I really love this card. But yeah, so I'm just adapting the design, so basically the one side obviously is going to be the same, it's just going to be, you make the Yuletide gay. Then the other side, I have to combine both my, you know, the art is copyright me with my website, and then also the phrase, but I have to make it small enough that you do have room to write. It is a tiny card. 4x6 is very, very small. It's hard to write much on it, but you know, I did my best, and I think it's nicer with that little phrase there. Maybe not. I've usually not included a phrase in the back of my postcards, but, you know, this year I'm gonna see what people think of that. And here I'm just basically cleaning up the rainbow on my name. And we're actually getting near the end here. Unfortunately for these digital episodes, I didn't do any sort of like zoom in for obvious reasons, so I can't show you the finished art right after this, unfortunately. I'm just a bit too rushed to go back and do that, but you'll be able to see the full cards elsewhere. So yeah, have a good day, like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed this digital art.